Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to Obas Trending Gist, the channel where we'll serve you the hottest and the most trending stories from all over Africa and beyond. And today we have a story that is causing a major fire online, putting brothers against brothers, nation against nation. We are talking about the major controversy surrounding the Igbo King in Ghana. Now, before we dive into this boiling pot of gist, you know the drill. Please take a second, like this video, share it with your friends who love good story, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our trending updates. Alright, let's get into it. This story is important because it touches on very sensitive topics: cultural identity, national sovereignty, respect for tradition, and the place of diaspora communities in their host countries. For a while now, there has been a back and forth online over the existence and the activity of His Royal Majesty Eze Dr. Chukwudi Ihenetu, who is the Eze Ndi Igbo of Ghana. Many Ghanaians are not happy, arguing that you cannot have a king from a different country parading himself as royalty on their land. They see it as a direct disrespect to their own traditional rulers and their constitution. To them, the title of king implies a level of sovereignty that a foreigner should not have. We are going to get perspectives from two Ghanaian women who have gone viral for their strong opinion on this matter, and then we will hear from the king himself. First, let's hear from this passionate Ghanaian lady who is extremely upset about the situation. Sit down and take a watch.
Igbo King of Ghana. Honestly, I have met this man before. A celebrity friend of mine was having a program, and that was where this man was introduced to me for the first time. But I thought it was one of the norms, people in other countries elect or select leadership in the form of a king, and this leader is supposed to stand in for them when their people are in trouble or something. When he was introduced to me a year ago, I thought that was the case until I chanced on his interview, and his plan for his kingship is to create another kingdom, another Igbo kingdom in Ghana. Who dare you? How dare you? Whom? Why would you want to create a kingdom in somebody else's country? If you want to create a kingdom, why don't you go back to your country and go and create your own kingdom there? See, if you don't know anything about Ghanaians, you should know this. When Ghanaians decide to descend on you, not even the president of the country can help you. Trust me. Take my word. And advise yourself, dear Igbo King.
Wow, you can feel the passion and the anger in her voice. She is not smiling words at all. Her main point is the difference between the community leader and a king trying to establish a separate kingdom within Ghana. She asks, how dare you? And say if he wants to be a king, he should go back to his own country. This is a very strong sentiment, and honestly, you can understand where she is coming from. Imagine if a foreigner came to Nigeria and announced they were establishing a kingdom in Lagos or Abuja. How would you feel? It raises serious questions about respecting the sovereignty and traditional structure of a host nation. But the conversation didn't stop there. Another lady responded to a comment defending the king, and she broke down the cultural and traditional argument even further. Let's listen to what she has to say. Take a watch.
Please, he is king for his people in Ghana to share advice among themselves. First of all, even the chiefs of Ghana do not parade themselves as kings. The traditional leaders of Ghana do not parade themselves as king. They call themselves chiefs. So who are you, a foreigner, to come to somebody's land to be parading yourself as king? Secondly, there are similar leadership of Ghanaians living in other countries. They can have a president of Ghanaians living in Ontario, president of Ghanaians living in New Jersey, president of Ghanaians living in Anambra State, president of Ghanaians living in Osun State. That is how they call themselves, because they know there are kings and chiefs in these traditional areas, and they would not want to undermine their leadership. Another worrying statement from him is the fact that he is purchasing land in order to establish his own kingdom in Ghana. Which country here in Africa will allow that or permit that? Can you do that in places like Saudi Arabia or in other countries where kings and queens rule? We believe that his position as king in Ghana will undermine the authorities of our leaders. I mean, the traditional leaders, who again do not pose themselves as king but call themselves chiefs. If he lives in Accra, it means that he's undermining the leadership and rule of the paramount chief or paramount king of Accra, meaning the Gamanche. That would be disrespectful to the Gamanche. Ghanaians have lots of respect for their kings or for their chiefs, and so this is worrying to Ghanaians.
Okay, she has just added another very important layer to this gist. She makes two critical points. First, she says that in Ghana, their traditional leaders are called chiefs, and the title king is used very differently, often with constitutional implications. Secondly, she points out that even Ghanaians living abroad in other countries have their leaders, but they are called presidents of the Ghanaian Association in that area, not king. She sees this as a deliberate attempt to undermine the authorities of Ghanaian chiefs, like the Gamanse, who is the traditional ruler of Accra. This is no longer just about feelings. She is bringing up issues of cultural protocol and traditional law. This is getting very, very deep, my people. So we have heard the Ghanaian perspective, and it is very clear they feel their sovereignty and traditions are being disrespected. But what does this man at the center of the storm, His Royal Majesty Eze Ndi Igbo, have to say about all this? Is he really trying to build a kingdom in Ghana? He sat down for an interview to clear the air, and let me tell you, he's not holding back. He's even threatening to sue. Let's hear his side of the story. Take a watch.
There's a news circulating on the internet about you that they said you've been bribe Ghana people for you to be inducted as Igbo chief here in Ghana. So we want to know the truth. Can you tell us what is going on?
Good afternoon. By the special grace of God, I'm the chief of Igbo community in Ghana, Eze Ndi Igbo Ghana. I had the same story. A lot of people have been calling me, sending me links from Amma Ghana. He's called Amma Observer, and a certain guy also called Nitete. Nitete speaking Ghana, and Amma speaking English. And I've been watching those links people have been sending to me. I ignore them. The reason why I ignore them is because what they're saying is never true. How come a blogger will sit down to say that Igbo King in Ghana bribed Ghana Traditional Council for them to induct Igbo diaspora throne in Ghana? How can somebody will say that the Igbo chief in Ghana and all the Igbos are 419, that we used 419 system to bribe the council for them to induct us? First of all, that is a hate speech. Secondly, it's an insult to my person and the entire Igbo community and the entire Nigerians. Number three, she and Tete is saying what they don't know about. Number four is a hate speech that can even cause xenophobia. Number six, they are raising hatred from Ghanaians against Nigerians just because they think they can make money from YouTube, and they're giving wrong information against me, against Nigerians. I'm not a 419er. Igbos are not 419 people. Nigerians are not 419 people. If you are saying that Igbos are 419 people, what is the proof? If you say that Igbo King in Ghana and Igbo community in Ghana used 419 to manipulate the Ghana Traditional Council, what is the proof? Ghana Traditional Council inducted Eze Igbo Ghana into the council by we performing the traditional rite, the traditional culture that will enable the induction. We did not give anybody bribe. We did not give anybody dime as a bribe. That is never true. So the information they are alleging against me and against Igbo people in Ghana, it is 100% fake. So I want the whole world to know that Ama, Ghana Observer, and Ni Tete are giving wrong information against me as Igbo Ghana and against Igbo people that live in Ghana. And the authority will look into the matter. They will prove to us how we bribed the people of the Ghans to get that throne. They will also prove to me how they are calling me 419er, that I use 419 to take the throne. First of all, by the special grace of God, my people, the Igbos, choose me to be their king. Even before that, I become that Igbo community diaspora king.
My people, the plot thickens. The king is firing back. He is calling all these accusations fake news, hate speech, and an insult to his person, the Igbo community, and all Nigerians in Ghana. He flatly denied bribing anyone of being a 419 scammer. He says his position is a diasporan kingship, chosen by his own people, the Igbos living in Ghana, to lead them and promote their culture, peace, and unity. He argues that he is not the only foreign leader in Ghana, mentioning that there are leaders of the Yoruba, Hausa, and other communities. He also says his role is to be a bridge between his people and their host nation, teaching them to be law-abiding. He is so angry that he has vowed to take legal action against the YouTubers circulating this information. Don't come arrest me, oh. I'm not circulating any information against you. I'm only expanding the gist so that people will bring in their own contributions. All right, that's on the other side. So what do we have here? On one hand, Ghanaians feel their national and the traditional authority is being challenged by a foreigner calling himself a king on their soil. On the other hand, the Eze Ndi Igbo says he is simply a cultural leader for his diaspora community, a common practice, and that his intentions are being twisted to create hatred and division. This is a classic case of a clash of culture, semantics, and national pride. So, I'm throwing this question to you, my amazing subscribers. What do you guys think? Is this a simple misunderstanding over the word king, or is there a legitimate reason for Ghanaians to be concerned? Can you have a cultural king in a foreign land without it being seen as challenge to their sovereignty? Drop your comments below. I want to hear all the gist from you. Was the king right to be coronated, or should he change his title to something like head of Ndi Igbo community? That's all the time we have for you now on Oba's Trending Gist. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more hot button topics. This is Oba signing out. Stay safe, be kind to one another, and keep the gist flowing. See you in the next video.